सभी लोगों को मकर संक्रांति, लोहड़ी, ओणम और रंगोली बिहू की हार्दिक शुभेच्छाएं। तो आज हम वापस है एमबी क्लास के मंच पर, जहां पर हम लेकर आए हैं डॉक्टर नारायण पुरोहित, जिन्होंने एमए, बीएड, पीएचडी किया हुआ है। एक्स प्रिंसिपल रह चुके हैं वो दिल्ली पब्लिक स्कूल के, एंड इसके अलावा वो सीनियर कोऑर्डिनेटर अभी पीएस गांधीधाम में। उनको 22 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है एजुकेशन के फील्ड में, और इसके अलावा करियर काउंसलर भी। तो फिर चलिए आज हम मिलते हैं डॉक्टर नारायण पुरोहित जी से।
Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to this special evening for you, for me, and happy Lodi and all the festivals of India. Right? I'll start my presentation with a quote with the greatest philosopher born on this world. His name was Swami Vivekananda. And as we all know, yesterday was his birth centenary. What Vivekananda has said, that history of the world is the history of few people who had faith in themselves. So, believing in one thing, that I have faith in myself, I can do anything and nothing is possible for me. This is how we can start. Today we are going to discuss two important topics. First, we are going to discuss the career guidance issue. I would say this is a hot discussion topic these days. Career guidance. So career, when we say it's always very difficult to think for the right choice, for the right course, for the right college. You will not believe 97% people in our country do not know what to do after doing their graduation. But today, we are going to discuss all these things which will make the things easy for you to decide what career should I go in. I have got two things to present before you. First is the career choice. Second, most important thing is the adolescent issues. This is again a hot topic discussions among us. We psychologists work on these areas and we share our things with each other. Now, that's it's a $1 million question what we say, that what after class 10th? Mind my words, each and every student is confused. Each and every student is confused that what should I do after class 10th? And then what we do is, okay, I go science because I got better marks in science. I'll go for commerce because I like accountancy and mathematics. And few people go in humanities as well. Humanities is also equally important these days. I'll discuss and I'll emphasize on you how humanity is important. And when we talk about career selection, there are four options in front of us after class 10th. One is science, and that too science is divided into two, medical and non-medical. When we say medical, that means we are talking about biology, chemistry, physics, these subjects. When we say non-medical, that means we go to engineering side. What we say is that we are going towards engineering side with a subject like physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So there are two phases of science, what you can say. Equally, commerce also have got two phases, with maths and without maths, right? So what is the benefit? If you want to go from commerce to management, you may take maths, you may not take maths, it's up to you. But if you really want to get into some other field like CS or CA, maths will definitely be a great help to you if you pursue maths with commerce. Next is humanities. The subjects like history, geography, psychology, entrepreneurship, and economics. There are so many subjects, and if you look at Delhi University, when the people go there, there's a tough competition between literature, English, psychology, and economics. So we have a great scope in each and every. And the fourth one is called as vocational. Vocational means rather than going into the traditional streams like commerce, humanities, and sciences, we go towards the technical aspect of semi-engineering, what we can say. There's colleges called as polytechnic colleges. The institutions called as ITI, not IIT, ITI, where you can skill yourself with a trade and you can explore well later on, right? So there are four options available to a class 10th pass child: science, commerce, humanities, and vocational. Now, it's very important for all of us to understand. Now, if you there are no ideal careers. I cannot say this career is good, this career is bad, not all. And I'm not going to do that. There is no ideal career, there are ideal choices. It depends what you choose in your life. I was a science student, and then I went into behavioral science, which was more associated with humanity. Right? And today I am doing very well in my life. So this line is the most important line. There are no ideal careers, only ideal choices. And I'll give an example for you. That Chetan Bhagat, everyone knows, and his books, what he writes. Chetan Bhagat is a management graduate, postgraduate. But what is he doing now? That he is enjoying his writing. So he did management and now he is enjoying writing. As we say, there is no ideal career. In career, one thing we need to understand is how to identify what I'm really good at. And I will discuss it in my presentation. What you're really good at, that you should look for. And how to find that, that I will discuss with you. This is actually called as Panchaloka. There was a great psychologist named called as Howard Gardner. He gave us 9 different intelligences, right? And there was another psychologist called John Holland from Europe. He had divided this theory from 9 to 5. Howard Gardner was talking about 9. John Holland has talked about 5. Let us understand what are we looking for. What do we see? A book. When the book comes in your mind, what all comes in your mind? Right? When we see a book, we talk about what? Writing. We talk about what? Pictures. We talk about what? Language. Surely, there are people in this world who are smart with language. And when they speak, when they read, when they write, they do awesome. I have my own student who has almost authored 14 books so far, and she's in class 12. And best example in this I can talk about Now, a cricketer turned politician called as Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu. When you see him speaking, he is unstoppable. When we look at J.K., a single word called as imagination, and she has gave lakhs of words to this imagination to write a lot of books, and you know them as Harry Potter series. So what I mean to say is there are some people who are good at language, reading, writing, speaking, and so on. The next one, it's again E is equals to MC square. Long back, this formula was given by Albert Einstein, right? So when we talk about Albert Einstein, when we talk about what science or physics, in a way we are talking about mathematics also. So the first thing what I told you is language smart, as Navjot Singh Sidhu. And second one is smart with mathematics, right? Like people like Shakuntala Devi we have in our country. People like Ramanujan, for example. People like Bhaskar, for example. Pythagoras. These people, they were number used to, do a lot of things with his number. Ramanujan, even, it's a unique example in this whole world, and we have seen the new movie Internet, right? That Ramanujan failed all the gifts and he excelled in mathematics. Some people have the maths thing. Okay, they love maths, so no problem. So the second area is maths. First one was language. Let me see what is the third one. The third one is creativity. Okay, this is called as spatial ATIAL. The first potential was English, Hindi, any language. Second one was mathematics. Third one is creativity. If you want to become an architect, for example, so you need math as well as creativity. And creativity, I define it as spatial, SPATIAL, spatial potential. Next, we have C, joining hands. They're called as people smart. Fine. They impress people with their language, with their gesture, okay? And they are good speakers, good communicators, and these kind of people are required in hotel industry, hospitality industry, school teachers. How can we afford to forget? They have language also, they are language smart as well as they are people smart. That is why they are able to handle more than 40 students in a class. They know each and every child of their class. This is called as personal potential. And the last in this regard, you see some machines. So there are people who love to play with machines, make new things, destroy certain things, break it and make it. So these people are called as machine smart people. I have seen few students, and I'm saying that them, they used to break machines that time when they were child, and today they are working for Mercedes-Benz in Germany. So this was Panchaloka. I repeat for the last time: language smart people, math smart people, creativity smart people, person smart people, and machine smart people. There are 5 quality of people are there in this world, and you can reflect back which category do you fall. This is up to you, right? So next, Okay, let's have linguistic potential. As I told you, language smart people. Have a look at the person. What is he doing? He's talking about poem, or talking about poetry. Okay, story, literary work, novels. Okay, what is required for that? Fluency of language. You should be smart enough, in communicating the message, okay, and reading and writing and good vocabulary and all that, that is required. Skill to use words. I again give you the example of one of my favorite, orator called as Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu. When you look at him, he has got the best skill to use the words. I don't know where does he bring it from, but when he speaks, he chooses the words first and then he delivers. Expressive ability, we should be able to express, sensitive to the meaning of words. Because once you become an author or a writer or whatsoever, you should be particular, your word should not harm someone. Your word should not be wrong. Right? So that is, and last, attractive communication. These are called as linguistic potential. Linguistic potential does not mean only English, all the languages of the world. And India is blessed to be a country where there are maximum languages spoken in comparison to any other part of the world. Okay, in other language, when we see a language called as Spanish is spoken in 42 countries. So language can be any. Now, if you have this smartness, what all can you become? Just have a look. You can become a journalist. Journalist. When we talk about journalist, I talk about two things: print and electronic journalism. Print means also to write articles in the newspapers. I do write my articles for different journals. Okay, lawyers, they require it because you see, a lawyer, if it is not smart with language, cannot afford to win the case. Writers, as I already give example of Jason Berger, last B, who make all the careers, teachers. So I hope linguistic potential is very clear to you. And this is the first thing called as language smart. Now I go for the second one, called as mathematical smart or math smart. And in technical language, it's called as analytical logical potential. What is analytical and logical potential? Let's understand that. You have different figures in front of you. Which one is smaller? Which one is bigger? Which one is which one is square? Which one is rhombus? Yeah, you get into reasoning. Why? Because which differentiation? You start differentiating. Application of logic to solve problems. What do you do in your math? You use formulas and you get the result. Calculations, analysis, and planning. So these things are done by people smart with maths. Understand cause and effect relationship, right? Cause and effect relationship. We have senses. हमारे देश में जनसंख्या को गिना जाता है 10 साल में एक बार. After every 10 years we have census. Why do we do that? Because it is cause and effect relationship. We know that okay, after 10 years, India's population go 12 crore high. So do we have the resources for them? Do we have the fair chances for them? Something like that. So this is called as cause and effect relationship. Let's see what they can become. They can be chartered accountants. They can be researchers. You see, what is a researcher actually means, I would like to go into the depth of it. Some of my students keep asking the question, sir, the question was very like, I don't even have time to answer. I said, what happens? The career goes in three directions. It is R, A, and T. R stands for research, A stands for application, T stands for teaching. So most of the people in our country, what do they do is either they go in application, means you've done your engineering and then you pursue that career. Fine. Or you get into teaching. Very few people. That is the reason we are not getting Nobel Prize. But as we have seen the growth of vaccines about corona, I am very clear that India will be recognized. They have already recognized the potential of India in research. And maybe I pray Almighty and all of you that next year we get the Nobel Prize in medicine. Next is actuary. This is a very different word. If you have heard it, fine. Otherwise, I'll get into the details of it, called as actuarial science. What is actuarial science? Actuarial science is basically related to mathematical calculation. Not mathematical calculation, applied branch of mathematics called as statistics. You must have heard about people going and getting the insurance from different companies. I also have taken certain policies for insurance and for manage my taxes and all that. So what actually happens, dear children, if there is one person coming to your house and asks your parents to go for insurance, and he has got a very thick book with him, full with numbers and years and all that, and then we get convinced, okay, this policy is good for my tax and for my life. But $1 million question is, that person came to your house, discussed all these things. My question is, who made that book? Who are these people who are calculating risk on the numbers? They are called as actuarial sciences. This is a very new branch of applied mathematics, and there are a lot of career options are there. And Indian Statistical Institution offers admission. And if you are really a number-loving person, must try once actuarial science. What is required is math as a subject in class 11th. Maybe you are humanities, commerce, or science. I hope the thing is very clear. Next is called as spatial potential. Means the people who are good at creativity. Okay? Creativity can be seen anywhere. We call it as aesthetic skill, or we call it as dance, we call it as drawing, we call it as any type of performance, like fine art or performing art. Fine art is all about drawing, sketching, right? Performing art is all dancing and all these things. Vocalist, they are performing arts. Let's see what is required. Skill for visualization. The people, all those who are good with creativity, they visualize things in a different way than others. They see a scope of improvement. Okay? I have a friend of mine who is an interior decorator. Whenever he visits my house, he finds something. Correct, this will be better. So this is called as visualization, right? Keen observation. You need to observe things. If you are making a painting and you are inspired by some other painting, that is your observation, and then you made a new one for you. Transformation of observations and imaginations into reality. I have a very good friend of mine, and he is an artist by profession. And once we were just sitting and having a cup of tea with each other, and I said, okay, if you close your eyes for 2 minutes and just think what comes out. He closed and he opened. Then I gave him a piece of paper. Please draw what did you see. And believe it or not, it was a wonderful scenery what he made. This is called as imagination are transformed into realities. Work with colors and designs, manipulate the space. If you are working on making a plan for a house in a village where you have huge amount of land, you can plan it anyway, right? As an architect, you can plan it in any way. But the same person is working in Mumbai or Hyderabad or Delhi, where the space is the big problem. You know, these cities, you have house, you have everything. So you need to change your perception right from the big land to the small one and make it as a good one. That is called as manipulation of space. Now, having this creativity potential, spatial potential, or creativity smart, what all options do we have? Just see. First is architects. But I must emphasize, architects means this spatial potential with mathematical potential. Commercial artists, right? All those who work on different cinemas and advertisement industry and TV serials. How can we afford to forget that? Graphic designers, right? These days, movies cannot be made without graphics. So it's a huge opportunity for the people, all those who understand graphics and take interest into it. They can be graphic designers tomorrow. And there's a huge demand, I must say. Fashion designing. So fashion designing is a career which is there for people, all those who have spatial potential. But I would like to share one thing. Each and every career has got two sides of the coin. I cannot say as a career expert that, okay, this career is only good and it will give you this. You know what generally happens? When students, they come to me, they ask for package straight away. So what package I will be getting it? Now I straight away say, don't think of this career. Then straight away, if you're talking about package, I cannot tell you anything because package is in, right? So fashion designers. If you make a good design, people will be happy, and if you do something wrong, then people will curse you. Like, so it's there with every field. Automobile engineers, right? It's a good branch, automobile engineering, and people go and do it. But I have a suggestion that, okay, if you have your interest in automobile first, you first go and do your degree in mechanical engineering. That is the mother branch of automobile. And PG you can do in automobile. That way, what will happen is you have two options in your hand. Either you can go for automobile or mechanical engineering. Okay. Last, filmmakers. People like Yash Chopra, Karan Johar, Sanjay Leela Bhansali, the great names in our country as far as filmmakers are concerned. They all have high creativity, spatial potential, what we call it as. And this is the second last one, called as the personal potential. Personal potential means I can make friends very easily. Let's understand it that way. I can impress people easily. If they're standing in front of me or they're communicating with me, I can impress them. Right? Okay? You must have been to the best hotel possible in this in India or abroad. What actually happens when we get into a 5-star hotel? We get people on the front desk with a very nice smile on their face. Okay? And they welcome you like anything that you feel really, in the world. Who made it? That smile on the face of the person who was standing on the front desk. That is impressing people. That's called as personal potential. Let's see what do we have to understand human behavior. Mind my words. I'm a researcher of psychology, even the student of psychology. I call it myself. Human being can turn into anything within 3 seconds time when you are not able to control your emotions. Right? So first thing is to understand human behavior. You have a big team to lead. You are a CEO of a company, and you need to know each and every person in your company. That is called as understanding human behavior. And we teachers do it every day because we have more than 40 psychologists in our class who are scanning us from top to bottom every day. Okay? Sensitivity to the moods and feelings. Okay, the person who understands the mood and feeling, what that person is, if he is crying for what? How can I help? If the person is in a problem, how I can offer my help to make that person feel good? Manage and lead people. Okay, and the best example, our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Damodar Das Modi. He has done everything with his words and his work. Words and work. And he is one of the most popular leader in the world today. If you talk about pedestrian, he may be number one in the world. I wish. Because of his best leadership qualities. Next, help people in their difficult time to promote their well-being. When your friend, when your family member is into little emotional imbalance stage, just hold hand and tell them, I'm there for you. एक शाहरुख खान की मूवी थी शायद मुझे ये नाम याद आ रहा है उसका नाम था मैं हूं ना इतना ही बोल दो आप अगले की आधी तकलीफ तो यूं खत्म हो जाएगी Okay, fine. Let's see what careers are there. Social workers. You must have seen social workers working in different parts of the country, right? Looking for people's well-being. They're working for NGOs, non-governmental organizations. Okay? Hotel managers. They need personal potential, as I've already discussed with you. Psychologists. Okay? People like us, we need to understand each and every student. We need to understand what is the need of the student. Okay? If all the students are studying, one is not studying, so there is a reason. Maybe some problem in the family. Maybe some problem in the class environment. Maybe he did not have a good sleep last night. So there are reasons. Medical doctors, obviously. A good doctor, every doctor is a good doctor. A good doctor with a gentle smile and say, nothing, kuch nahi hua. Sab theek ho jayega, baitho, main kar dunga. Mind my words, half of your disease goes away. Counselors, they require an HR managers. HR means human resource managers. Each and every multinational company has got HR managers. And what do they do for company? They recruit people, they retain people, right? To give as maximum benefit as possible for the company. HR managers, human resource managers. And the last, as I told you, machine smart. People smart with machines. It's called as physical mechanical potential. Fine. So people, all those who are always busy with the tools and this and that, and keep breaking it and making it, keep breaking it and making it, and they're happy doing that. Okay, so let's see what is required. Mastery over the body. You should be physically fit, and best way to see how you're physically fit is your BMI, body mass index. Get it checked. Okay, fluency of movement. Okay, I remember the lines from the world's best, you can say, god of cricket, Bharat Ratna Sachin Tendulkar. You know what did he say when he got retired in Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium? And people asked him, Sachin, what is your feeling? He was very emotional that day, very emotional. But he did say one thing very important, which I remember. He said, "My journey of 26 years have been between 22 yards." What a statement! Journey of 26 years between 22 yards, right? And this he could do because he was physically fit, right? Fitness is very, very important in everything, not only in games, right? Mechanical skills, you should be very friendly with tools and other things and understand the machines and equipments and tools. हम्म? कुछ लोग होते हैं ना, गाड़ी खोल के बैठ जाते हैं, अब कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, फिर मैकेनिक के पास जाएंगे, वो ठीक करेगा। नहीं, गाड़ी अगर आपने खोली है, आपको पता होना चाहिए कैसे वापस उसको रिपेयर करना है, राइट? Let's see what all people can do. So if you're good at physical this thing, so protection services. When I say protection services, I mean to say military and paramilitary services. Military and paramilitary services, right? This is an honor, you know, in our country to be a part of military, either army, navy, air force. They're called as military services. Such an honor to serve the country. And then paramilitary forces like BSF, Border Security Force, CISF, Central Industrial Security Force. What they are doing, do you know? They check you everywhere whenever you go to any airport. All the airports in our country under CISF. ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, Assam Rifles. These are called as paramilitary forces. So you can go into that. You can become a good dancer. You can become a good engineer by having good mechanical skills. Technician. Technician means it can be anything. You know, you get into any repairable work and you earn a lot. And pilots, both the types of both the types of pilots, like commercial pilot and Air Force pilots. How can you afford to forget our hero, Abhinandan Vardhaman? Such a brave man, Indian soldier, known for his mustache, special style, right? He is a pilot. He is a wing commander now in Air Force. Okay? And before I go into my next presentation, I would like to share one thing. Please do it in your life. Today I have shown you many things. At least I have given you to broaden your mind and think of so many other things, right? And experiment with things. And if something is there in your mind, like कुछ मेरे पास ऐसे केस आते हैं कई बार कि साहब हमारा बच्चा डांस में अच्छा है, ठीक, वोकल में अच्छा है, बहुत बढ़िया, तो भगवान ने उसको गिफ्ट दिया, लेकिन वोकल कराइए, डांस कराइए और उसके साथ एक अलग से डिग्री भी कराइए. Degree, I mean to say graduation at least. Why? Because one thing I would like to share, हमारे देश में बेटा सिंगिंग में इतना कंपटीशन है कि everybody is trying to reach to television, and when they come out as a failure, I really feel pity. So there are two kinds of careers: narrow band career and broad band career. Narrow band careers where the chances are less, the competition is very high, and broadband careers where you at least can do. And I have one example to give. There is a doctor, his name is Dr. Palash Singh, who is a wonderful singer, right? He's a wonderful singer, and but he is a doctor also at the same time. What he says that I will continue my singing, but my singing is giving me less than what I earn through my clinic. So I'll continue with my clinic. So this is called as balance, right? I hope the issues related to career you had hand-on experience that how people select their careers and all that. Now I'm going to talk about concerns of adolescent. See, if you ask me personally, which age group do I focus upon? I will always say 5 to 15. This is the age where you can mold a child in any way. Not before 5, not after 15. By 15, so they can, they can choose, and after, they are in class 10th, 11th, right? And what we can do to help them out, I'm going into my slides, how to help the adolescents. First, this is very important. Adolescent age is, it's the identity crisis sometimes, right? In this age, especially the teenage, where a lot of hormonal changes take place, and these hormonal changes bring different behavior patterns in children, which as a parent we need to understand. I will share one thought by one of our great psychologists called as Erickson. Erickson says that a teenager is like an acrobat. सर्कस में होता है ना वो झूला जो ऊपर से झूलते हैं, यहां से वहां जाना, तो उसमें हम क्या देखते हैं कि वो जो एक्रोबैट है, जो सर्कस का वो है झूले झूलने वाला, उसने एक झूला छोड़ दिया है और दूसरा पकड़ने की कोशिश कर रहा है. Mind my words, for few fraction of seconds, he is not in touch with both. He may catch the rubber. What is the next possibility? He may fall. But don't worry, if he falls down, there is a net underneath it, which can save his life. This is same with adolescence. This is the age where we do the maximum experiments. This is the age where we have the highest zeal. This is the age where we want to explore more. Right? So when you do a mistake in your life, like as I told you, the acrobat, if it does a mistake, there is a net underneath it. Similarly, for you, there is a net underneath it. They are your parents. They save you from many things. So please, become friend of your parents. Right? I know there are constraints, but never mind. Okay? So, next, ability to excel in studies is a huge pressure. As Amir Khan said very rightly in a movie called Three Idiots. He said that, okay, it's like a pressure cooker. The pressure comes from everywhere. Right? And ability to excel in studying in exams. That everyone wants to get good result in exams. That is the first pressure I'm saying. Right? Because there's a huge expectation. हमारे टाइम में बेटा 90 और 95 नहीं हुआ करता, ठीक है, 70 75 was the maximum score. But these days, it's cutthroat score competition, and you need good marks. But do it with your capability and your capacity. Have short-term, long-term goals. Realistic one. भाई 50 वाला 60-70 में पहुंच जाएगा, बट जो 50% वाला 90% में पहुंचने में टाइम लगेगा उसको, और नहीं भी पहुंचेगा, और 90% वाले ने अपना मोरल थोड़ा सा नाम कर दिया तो नीचे भी जा सकता है. So you should know how to balance yourself. That's very, very important, right? So examinations are necessary to evaluate. Exams are there to evaluate you academically. Next, ability to handle peer pressure. होता है बेटा, मैं जिस स्टेट से आता हूं, my home state Rajasthan, there is a city called as Kota, right? Lot of people, parents, children, they come every year to get the coaching in different coaching classes, where there are hundreds of students sitting in one class. Okay, then they bifurcate it in topper or mediocre or average, and then the real problem starts. Your friend is excelling and you are not doing it because you are not able to handle the pressure, right, which has been created on you, right? Okay, so you need to know how to handle the pressure from the peer, right? ऐसा नहीं है बेटा, गुप्ता जी का बच्चा अगर जा रहा है कोटा तो शर्मा जी का बेटा भी कोटा जाएगा, शर्मा जी का बेटा कहीं और भी कर सकता है और उससे अच्छा कर सकता है, राइट? जैसे वो आमिर खान का 3 इडियट्स में वो सीन था कि फरहान कुरैशी कैन बी अ बेटर वाइल्ड लाइफ फोटोग्राफर देन एन इंजीनियर, समथिंग लाइक दैट. Okay, so don't come to the pressure of your friends. You are made for something different, and you will do that, and you will excel it. Okay, if you are balanced and focused, you will definitely do it. Oh, ability to deal with their parents, very good. This is what normally. I'm also a parent, and every parent expects that my child should do excellent. Okay, and I know as and when the child reaches home from the school, the mother asks, आज क्या हुआ स्कूल में, मैथ्स में क्या कराया, इंग्लिश में क्या कराया, ये कराया, वो कराया, ये सब कुछ. बच्चे से ही पूछना चाहिए खाना खाएगा कि पानी पिएगा. तो कहीं कहीं हम एज अ पेरेंट ओवर एम्बिशियस हो जाते हैं. Many times children feel that the parents are expecting too much. The parents also need to understand the child. What is his capacity? Okay, and it's not like that if you're a topper then only you'll get success. Not at all. I can give you 3-4 examples for one example, that our ex-president Bharat Ratna APJ Abdul Kalam, he wanted to become a pilot, but he failed. And he lost all his hope that I wanted to join armed forces and I did not join. What was there in destiny? In destiny, it was that he is going to become the president. And president, according to constitution, is the head of all armed forces. Imagine. जो आदमी एक बार पायलट नहीं बन पाया, उसने जिंदगी में क्या किया? तीनों फोर्सेस को कंट्रोल किया, राइट? पर्सन लाइक नरेंद्र मोदी, right, our honorable prime minister, whatever he is there, it's not that academics, it's like his skills what he uses, right? So don't disappoint yourself, okay, if the pressure, and the parents always love their children, they will never ever try to do any harm to you, and if any conflict, please speak up. That's very important. Ability to manage emotions. Very true. See, in adolescent age, what we normally call it as 13 to 19, and some people say 12 to 18. मैंने आपको बोला था आपको भाई सबसे क्रिटिकल एज कौन सी है साहब, 5 से 15। तो चलिए हम बात करते हैं टीन एज की, 13 to 19. There are so many things happening around you and in your mind, and your mind is like a working machine for 24 hours, 24/7 into 365. You are into so many emotions, infatuations, friendship, relationships. All these things keep troubling you. Then what is the solution? The solution is you should have a conversation table. I always say to my friends that make your dinner table as conversation table. Talk to your children not about their school, not about their studies. Ask them about themselves, what they want. ठीक, दुनिया हम देखते रह जाते हैं और हम अपने आप को कितना देख पाते हैं, that is very important. Managing emotions very very important, otherwise you can lose if you cannot control your emotions, right? Ability to handle social media responsibility, ability to handle social media responsibly, right? Social media, it's like making and breaking it. I'm using social media right now to abreast you with knowledge. So parents need to keep a check what the child is actually doing it in social media. If he is so much into it, please try to console your child and counsel him not to do that. Okay? Handling, because these days there are so many things where you have excellent things and you have worse things in social media. Social media, I personally say anti-social media, which keeps you away from people. You are always on your phone. That you need to know how to handle it. And thank you so much. I'm available on this email address. If you have any question, any query, you can reflect back to me on this mail address, and I will try to get back to you within 24 hours time. You can write to me whatever you feel. How was the show today? Thank you so much, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm very obliged that you are here. आपको सुनकर बहुत ही अच्छा लगा है. तो मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में. बाय बाय एवरीवन. नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब.
ऐसा है, आप रिकॉर्ड किए? अपना हो गया?
Okay, sir. Bye.